In this video, we are doing some of the most effective flashy combos. I'm talking insanely high damaging combos that you can actually do in a real game. In the process, we make a lot of people rage quit, and of course we get our brutalities. But if you're enjoying what you're seeing, like the video, subscribe to the channel. It helps me grow in more ways than one. Before we get started, the cameo I'm going to be using today is actually Sonya, but she is truly perfect fit for Ashrah. I mean, look at the damages I'm doing. Ashrah also has 50-50, so you can start this combo and get into it from a low or an overhead, which are really easy to get into, and that's one of the reasons that she's so good with her damage. You can also use Scorpion and Striker with her, but I prefer Sonya. It just makes your life so much easier. Okay, let's get right into the video. This first match, we're going to be cutting out a lot because this match was honestly not even a match. I dog walked him for the most part in this entire match, so I'm not going to show the boring parts of me just absolutely plowing him, but I'll show you the highlights of it, the combos I did end up getting. That's one of the coolest brutalities I've seen in this game so far, but wait till you see the second one. We are playing Combat League, ranked, whatever you want to call it, and you pretty much play the same person until one person gets to 3 wins. That's why we're playing the same guy again. Now, she also has this little sword attack that I just did. It doesn't go full screen, but it is a zoning tool and like an anti-air tool. But I'll show you later on in the video so many anti-air opportunities. I'm talking like, if you are to just get somebody out of the air, you can get a good little 30% combo just because they jumped. Ashrah's normal attacks are really good. On top of that, she has overhead and low starters. If you're truly somebody that likes to rush people down, this is the perfect character for you.
Another round with you.
Brutality. Ashrah wins.
I don't care what anybody says, that is one of the most twisted ones so far. In our second match, we ended up facing the Molina. Of course, you go online, you're gonna face Molina, Smoke, or Raiden. So the reason I didn't get that final hit is because I called Sonya in a little too early. If you call her in late, then she does actually let you get the 3rd hit off. But, you know, you can't go online without Molina, Raiden, or Smoke, or Scorpion, as a matter of fact. I guess they bought the game, they can play with whoever they want, but me personally, I can't do that.
Again.
A quick tip if you are going against Ashrah is just bait out the overhead and then block up. That's what you gotta start doing. You gotta bait the overhead. Now that is her wake up right there. I hate her wake up. She has one of the weakest wake ups in the game, in my opinion, not my playstyle. But he ends up quitting. This is a ranked match and that was the first game and he quits. Like, why are you quitting that fast? The game has barely started. Next up, we ended up facing a General Shao, and General Shao, honestly, if you haven't given him a shot, I highly recommend it. He's one of the funnest characters in the game. He's generally one of the few characters that can get you 40% off of every hit, just like Ashrah. Now, I haven't been using her dark stance at all. She does have 2 stances, but I genuinely find the dark stance just so like utterly useless. It does give you a damage buff for your light stance if you get some attacks in, but I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not worth it because yeah, that damage is very minuscule. Like if it's a 40 to 41% combo, the combo will go up to like 43 or 44. So I was like, it's really not worth it to bother switching between stances and worry about 2 different things at once. Now he does try to zone me out, but that is a horrible mistake. Most people are going to try to zone you out, even characters that don't have good zoning tools. They just don't want to deal with those overhead low combo starters. It's annoying for them. Now we ended up facing a Havoc next. This was one of the few sessions of Mortal Kombat where I was genuinely seeing variety. I think everybody I played was a different character. We played Nitara, we played a Molina, we played a Havoc, a Shao Kahn. I'm not calling him General Shao, he's Shao Kahn forever for me. And then later on we faced a Geras, so overall variety wise it was actually really fun and entertaining to play different characters. Now this guy was using Sub-Zero as his cameo. If you watch my Havoc video, I will tell you exactly the 3 cameos that you should be using. Sub-Zero is actually pretty good for Havoc, I've seen some comments, but the damage is just not there. I don't like the damage of Sub-Zero. If I hit somebody, I want to actually hit them. They gotta feel me hitting them. To fix these drops, I ended up going back in training mode and I realized if you press Sonya a little bit later than you're supposed to, it makes your combos so much easier. They're in the air for a little longer. And we ended the round with an easy grab. He was just poking, so I just ended up going for the grab. In the second round, we actually ended up trying to like figure out her buttons, like her just normal buttons, not her mix-ups or anything like that. But look at us again, he does break it. That's a smart breaker because half of his health would have been gone right there. After I did that combo, he quite literally just fell apart. He didn't even try. It felt like he was just smashing buttons and we got the easy victory. Now next up we ended up facing a Reptile, and I actually haven't been seeing that many Reptiles, at least when I play. But this Reptile wasn't terrible at all. I saw some really cool combos that he did. But look at that, we get the easy 379 off of a low poke. He ends up getting the grab and puts us right back into the corner. And here comes the pressure with Serena, but you can just poke out of it. A lot of people still don't do this, but just poke out of it. The minute you see the second blade go by, you poke out. Now, he does end up breaking that. That would have been the entire life bar for him, so that was a smart break. And I didn't want to spend meter there, but I should have used a cameo there. But one thing this guy was doing actually really good was this little keep out game. It did keep me guessing, and then he kept going with the overhead, which, you know, that move is really fast, so it was hard for me to react. But I did end up getting it. That's the long one, and I think I did drop this combo. Yeah, I ended up dropping it. It doesn't work if you're like a couple meters away. You gotta dash in front of him for the combo to actually work. He gets a nice little 30% combo, and it was actually a pretty cool looking combo. Again, just poke out of the Serena pressure. A lot of people just sit there and block. Just poke out of it. The minute the second blade goes behind you, you poke. And then we ended up getting another drop. Man, this wasn't a good round for me. And he took advantage of it. He kept trying to put the pressure right back to me. And that little force ball is so big, I didn't want to jump. But her little projection is actually immune to projectiles, so we ended up using that to get in.
In the nether realm.
Brutality. Ashra wins.
I don't know when they started making brutalities fatalities, but man, they're getting gruesome now. And of course, he leaves the match right after, man. It's a trend at this point. In the final match, we ended up facing Geras, which I have never played online, so this was an experience for me. But I keep dropping this combo, and I realized later on why. Is because I was calling in Sonya a little too early. But I do believe I get her down in this video at some point. That was an anti-air, by the way, 20% anti-air, and that wasn't even the full conversion. He does end up breaking that, and that's a very smart break. He would have definitely died if he did not break that. And then he ends up getting a grab. Let me tell you something, playing against Geras is so weird. Like, all of his moves are just like weird to like predict, but we do end up getting with a low starter.
Goodness grows within me.
A really underrated tool that Ashra has is a little poke. It's down A, down 3. Super fast, and it's really good. Now that projection, you can leave a slash behind if you're holding down on the D-pad. So that's a good little thing that I figured out later on. And this combo right here ends up getting broken. This combo would have been at least 43-44%. Man, Geras is so weird to play against. Like, he looks like he's slow, but he's actually really fast. And if that doesn't give you a boner, I don't know what will. But that's gonna be it for today. If you enjoyed the video, man, like the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps me grow in more ways than one. And if you want to watch brutalities and unblockable combos, here is a video on Havoc I did a couple days ago. He has unblockable combos, you heard me right. And in the process, we got every single brutality that he has.